All right. So this is probably one of the few times you're going to actually see my face, I guess. But I thought that I would introduce myself, and I think it maybe makes it feel a little bit more like I'm a human being if you can see me uh, at least once. So here I am. I want to take you through the syllabus here in a second. Um, and so we'll do that. Just kind of introduce myself. My name is David Haywood. I'll be your instructor for the course. I have three kids and, of course, a wife. I'm going to show you a picture of them. So there's the picture that's on my desktop, which you may see occasionally. This is an outdated picture, though, because my girls here, I think, were 3 years old. Or no, they were maybe like two and a half. And they're almost 6 years old now, if you can believe it. Well, you can believe it. I mean, you don't. But they're almost 6 now, and he's almost 5. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. My wife always wanted to be pregnant with, or always wanted to have twins. She didn't want to be pregnant with twins. But she always wanted to have twins for some reason. And so when we found out that her first pregnancy was twins, it was like she always wanted it, but then when it happened, she was just terrified, right? Anyway, but so we have the twin girls, and then our son came 14 months later. So it was Insta family, and that I don't recommend it. It almost killed me. Baldness doesn't run in my family, but I really think that my children caused me to lose my hair. I didn't sleep for 2 years. You know what I mean? It was just 2 years straight of being up all night with kids. But anyway, we're past that stage now, thank goodness. Not pictured in that desktop image is a black pug that we named Vader, and a Border Collie Australian Shepherd mix that we named Chewy. We got Vader first, and we named him Vader because he's a black pug, so he looks kind of like Darth Vader, and he has the breathing issues, Actually, he doesn't, thank goodness. But yeah, our pug doesn't actually have breathing issues. But but since we had named him Vader, we decided to name the Border Collie Chewy, just to kind of stick with the Star Wars theme. In spite of that, I'm actually not as into Star Wars as you may believe, or as I think that kind of makes it seem like I am. Some of my interests outside of mathematics, of course, include nature. I mean, going to national parks, going on hikes, things like that. I used to play the trombone. I've recently tried to pick it up again, so I've been practicing the trombone for a little while. I like to read. So I read for about an hour every night before bed. I used to not be a big reader, not because I didn't enjoy reading, but just because I didn't have time. Like, who has time to read? And every time I would sit down to read a book, I would get so absorbed in it that I would just ignore everything else, which isn't a healthy way to be. It wasn't until relatively recently that I realized, hey, I could just read for an hour a day. And when I came to that realization, I mean, it's so obvious, right? But it was like an epiphany to me. And when I came to that realization, it kind of changed everything. And so I've enjoyed reading a lot more recently. My wife and I bought a house, this house that I'm in right now. It was a fixer-upper when we bought it. It still has some things that need to be done to it, but we've kind of burnt ourselves out. So we were big DIYers for a few years, and we're kind of burnt out on it now. But that's how I spent a lot of my time. That's how I've spent a lot of my time the last few years, is just putting up drywall, laying flooring, all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, what else do I like doing? Just the standard things: music, movies. I'm really not that into sports. I don't watch. It's not that I don't like sports. It's just not something that I make time for. Like, so I don't really watch any professional sports or college sports or anything like that. I'm not really a gamer, so I don't do video games either. But anyway, that's just kind of a little bit about me. It's busy with kids and anyway, so that's me. I'm one of the most boring people, you know. I hope not. So let's run through the syllabus. Actually, this is how the course is going to work. Okay, so I'm going to build a module for each day of material. So this is the module for Thursday, August 20th, and then at some point, either this week or very early next week, I'll build a module for Tuesday. That would be Tuesday the 25th. Okay. So you just work your way chronologically through the modules. It's really pretty straightforward, I think. So taking a look at the syllabus, I'm going to post this video right here. And since I haven't made the video, of course, the video is not there yet. But we can take a look at the syllabus nonetheless. Okay, so here you have my name, my email address. My office is going to be on Zoom this semester, obviously. And as far as office hours are concerned, I mean, I'm going to be available, of course, during our normally scheduled class times. So from 2 to 3:15, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you should be able to get in contact with me through email, and I should be able to respond pretty quickly. In addition to that, I do have office hours. Really, to be honest, I'm pretty much going to be available from Monday through Thursday from about 8 o'clock in the morning until about 3, 4 in the afternoon. So you can count on those times pretty reliably. And if you have something that you are not understanding and you need some kind of one-on-one coaching through a particular concept, then contact me and we'll set up a Zoom meeting, and I can try to walk you through some stuff. You should have finished Math 10B if you're in this class. This is our textbook. Let me show you the textbook actually. Oh, it's upside down. Hold on. Got to flip this thing over. So here's what the textbook looks like. It has a picture of a cute little girl and a boy in the back. It's called Exploring Mathematics Investigations for Elementary School Teachers. Oh, this is blurry. Let me try to make it less blurry. Anyway, this is what the textbook looks like. Now, you can get a physical copy of this book if you'd like, or you can just get an electronic version if you want. Either way, you can order a book from this website. And actually, I think I sent out an announcement like a week ago or something like that, where I sent out a link in that announcement as well. My advice would be just get the electronic version. I mean, I don't see any need for you to actually have the physical version unless, you know, for some reason that's just your preference. But anyway, so that's the textbook. You will need the textbook. You do need the textbook in order to do the homework assignments and things like that. Student learning outcomes, you can read through those if you want. If you have some kind of disability and need some accommodations, then contact student services to students with disabilities, and they'll get you set up, and then and I can work with you on whatever you need. Now, the stuff that you're probably most interested in is on the next page, right? It's all about your grading, how your grade's going to be determined. So here are the gradebook categories, and these are the weights. You'll notice that the gradebook categories are not all weighted the same, right? Tests are worth more than quizzes, for example, right? So consequently, if you're trying to calculate your grade on your own, you can't just add up the total number of points in the class and then divide by the total number of points that you've earned and think that that's your grade. It doesn't work that way because the gradebook categories are weighted differently, right? But Canvas will keep track of your grade for you, and I'll show you in Canvas where you can check your grade. But anyway, so you're going to have homework assignments. You'll have a homework assignment for every class meeting. It'll be listed at the end of each module for that day. And I'm saying here homework will be collected at the beginning of next class. What I really mean by that is that you should turn it in by the beginning of class so you should turn it in by 2 p.m. the next class session. So like on Thursday, so you'll have a homework assignment on Thursday, and it'll be due on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Then you'll have another homework assignment on Tuesday. That'll be due the following Thursday at 2 p.m., right? So that's how the homework assignments are going to work. Generally speaking, the Thursday homework assignments are going to be a little bit longer than the Tuesday ones because you'll have all weekend to finish the Thursday homeworks, and you'll only have a couple of days to finish the Tuesday homeworks. That's how homework's going to work. I'm going to give you probably 3 quizzes about halfway through each unit of material. So there's also going to be 3 tests covering each of 3 units. So the quiz will take place about halfway through the unit, just as kind of like a checkpoint, see how you're doing. Yeah, you shouldn't need makeups or anything like that. I mean, we're all kind of quarantined. Generally speaking, I think quizzes and tests and stuff will be due by midnight the day that they're assigned, so you'll have plenty of time to work on them. If you do have some kind of emergency that prevents you from completing a test or quiz, I mean, let me know, and I'll try to work with you on that within reason. It needs to be an actual emergency, though. Okay, you'll have a couple of projects, and I'll list more details about those on Canvas when the time comes for you to work on those. Tests, like I said, you're going to have 3 unit tests. Each of them is worth 20% of your grade. The first unit is going to cover problem solving and fractions. That's chapters 1 and 2 in your book. The second unit will cover algebra. That's chapter, is it chapter 3? Let me look. No, it's chapter 4. So the second unit will cover algebra. That's chapter 4 of the textbook. And then the third unit will cover geometry, and I think that's chapter 5. Yeah. So the third unit will cover chapter 5 of the textbook. Going back to the homework real quick, one of the reasons that I will collect it by the next class period is because the concepts stack on each other. So it's important for you to have worked something out by the time you come to class, or by the time you tune in to the next set of lectures, I suppose I should say. As far as participation is concerned, now I'll be honest, I finished out last semester doing this course online, and it worked out pretty well, but it's really hard to get good participation in an online environment. So that's something that I'm still trying to work through, and I'll be honest, like I haven't completely worked out how I'm going to gauge participation and things like that. But definitely watch everything, watch all the lectures that I post, read through all the material that I post, make sure you're staying on top of your homework and things like that. And if I do post something like a discussion board or something like that, where I'm asking you to participate, then make sure that you do that. Make sure that you participate. So just a quick note about how I'm going to grade tests and quizzes, and to some extent homework assignments as well. So I'm going to grade most problems on tests and quizzes on a 5-point scale. You'll earn up to 2 points if you have a complete understanding. If you show a complete understanding of the problem, you'll earn up to 2 points for demonstrating that you have a plan that would lead to a correct answer. And then you'll get 1 point for actually following that plan and arriving at a correct answer. So for example, a solution that contains minor errors in arithmetic, but that otherwise demonstrates a thorough understanding of the problem and a clear and correct plan to solve it would be given 4 points, right? 4 out of 5 points. So that's kind of a general rule of thumb. On your homework assignments, I'm probably mostly just going to check those for completion. I'm not going to grade each individual homework problem for correctness. I'm just going to check to make sure that you did it, because there are almost 40 of you, and it would just take too long to grade every single homework problem. Consequently, if you get a perfect score on your homework, that doesn't necessarily mean that your solution was correct, right? So just be aware of that. And if you have any questions about like homework problems that you would like to see worked out or whatever, let me know, and I can try to guide you to a correct solution. Don't cheat. Probably goes without saying. You can work with other students on homework assignments, that's fine, and projects and things like that, but don't work together on tests and quizzes. If I suspect that you've done that, then there will be some consequences. So just don't. And then as far as tests and quizzes are concerned, here's kind of a tentative dates that I plan on giving those out, so you know when your tests and quizzes will be. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the syllabus, but I just want to take you through today's module, I guess. So you would read through the syllabus, make sure you understand all that, watch this video that I'm going to post, and then you would go on and read about how I want you to submit work in Canvas. I'm sure that a lot of you already know how to submit work in Canvas, but there are going to be some specific things that I ask you to do, so make sure you do that. And then after that, you're going to come to this day 1 assignment. It's locked until Thursday, so I can't show it to you right now. But on Thursday at 2 p.m., this assignment's going to open up. And this assignment isn't going to count towards your grade, but it's going to be the way that I take attendance today. So you need to complete this assignment by midnight on Thursday, August 20th, right? Thursday, August 20th. So make sure that you complete that assignment by midnight on Thursday, August 20th. If you don't complete it by that time, then I'm going to drop you from the class. Okay? And then I just have some information about mindsets that's going to be important. I have a video about Polio's 4 steps, which comes from your textbook. And then you'll have a homework assignment, right, which will appear right here in the module. Again, this assignment is locked until August 20th at 3 p.m. So, but at that time, you can open it up and start working on it. This homework assignment is not due until Tuesday at 2 p.m. Right? So the following Tuesday, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Okay? So that's that. And at the end of each module, I'm always going to have a discussion board for homework. So this is where you can ask your questions about homework 1. Feel free to try to answer each other's questions if you can, and work together if you want on the discussion board. But I'll also try to tune in and address any questions that you have on this discussion board. So that's the first module, and that's how these things are going to work. So again, I'll have a second module for Tuesday, August 25th soon. So it'll be posted pretty soon. And I think that's it. I told you that I would show you how to check your grades. Well, this is how you do it. You click on the grades tab, and then you'll have some stuff here. Right now, nothing's been graded, so there's nothing here, but you can check your grade in Canvas this way. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. So I'm looking forward to this semester and kind of working through the madness of online learning with you. And good luck. So we'll see you, well, maybe not see you, but I will be interacting with you soon.